Buenas tardes a mi amigo Elias y su familia. Yo tengo un libro muy especial que yo quiero leer y dar a ustedes. Se llama Celebrando a Elias, Celebrando a Elias, un libro de recuerdos de nuestros momentos juntos, con mucho amor, la maestra Adriana. Elías, es como si te conocería de hace mucho tiempo. No puedo recordar qué día te conocí por la primera vez, pero sí recuerdo muchas de nuestras primeras visitas. Recuerdo cuánto amor hay en tu alrededor, en tu hogar, y cuando conocí a tus hermanas Amy y Jennifer. Recuerdo que tu mamá se sentía muy cómoda teniendo una maestra que te visitará en casa. Recuerdo a tu mamá contando a mí la historia de lo pequeño y que eras cuando naciste y cómo crecías cada semana más y más fuerte. Tenías una sonrisa y una voz tan dulce y eras la luz de todas las mujeres en su casa. I asked your sister Amy to share a few of her favorite photos of you with me, and this was one of them. Can you see it? This is about how I remember you when I first met you. You were so small, and you were fierce, and you still are growing today. You are very curious, very affectionate. You love to sing and play with your sisters. En una de las nuestras visitas primeras, construimos torres con bloques de espuma. Te encontré a ver tu hermana Jennifer construir la torre para que tú pudieras tumblar después. Te volviste muy bueno trabajando con tus hermanos durante nuestras visitas, porque ellas siempre estaban en casa después de la escuela, cuando yo venía a las 4 de la tarde todos los martes. You got closer and closer to the tower and you knocked it down together with your sister and built it back up again. What a joy. You laughed and laughed. Maritza, lo que más admiro de ti y tu familia es la fe y la firmeza. Cada tarde cuando yo venía a verlos en el espacio que tenías disponible para mí, estaban cansados de trabajar y de la escuela, pero siempre sonrientes y listos para cualquier cosa que estuvieran a punto de hacer. Tu fe es evidente en el comportamiento de sus niños y en su manera de ser y de comunicarse con el mundo. Son amables, con los pies puestos en la tierra y educados. Tu familia con frecuencia me ofreció algo de comer mientras preparabas la cena. Discutíamos las cosas que pasaban en la escuela con Jennifer y Amy y compartías tu alegría por Elias conmigo cada semana. Aprendí muchísimo al compartir tiempo con tu familia y hablar de sus experiencias de la vida, además de verlas actuando como mamá y como hermanas. Estamos juntas en este proceso de aprendizaje. Te admiro mucho y crecí como persona y como maestra al estar en tu hogar. One of my favorite memories of your family is taking an evening hike up to the Blue Ridge Parkway in the fall. I remember this day very well. We all went together and hiked and found leaves and then sat on the grassy open area and watched the pink sunset sky in the early evening and ate popcorn. We always talked about doing this again someday. We had such a good time and Elias was delighted. Es difícil para verlo, pero eso es las montañas y the pink sky. On this visit, we practiced holding crayons and making marks on an old cardboard box. We usually sat on the floor of the living room because the floor was very hard and easy to write on. Ahí tú estás, Elias, escribiendo tu nombre. Uno de mis cosas favoritas de Elias es que lo cariñoso que es con sus hermanas y su mamá. Él tiene el mejor risa y la sonrisa más bonita. Sus huequitos en las mejillas son adorables y su energía es contagiosa. Cada vez que venía a la casa, él abría la puerta y me llamaba por mi apodo, Picha, Picha, tratando de decir maestra, teacher. Picha, Picha. Your mom held up the cardboard to show us what you did. Yay, Elias, your hands got stronger and stronger every week. Recuerdo el día que traje una muñeca a tu casa, Elias, para que pudiéramos explorar algunas habilidades socioemocionales sobre cómo cuidar y alimentar a un bebé. Fuiste muy natural con esta pequeña bebé. Estuviste muy curioso, amable y lo disfrutaste. I noticed that Elias is absolutely adored and paid attention to by his sisters and mother and father. This is important because it is evident how safe he feels in his home to learn, play, and explore. Incluso tomaste la botella tú mismo y alimentaste al bebé. Apuesto a que aprendiste muchas cosas al ver a tus hermanas y tu mamá cuando cuidaban a los vecinos y tus primos pequeños que vienen a la casa con frecuencia a visitarlos. Hay tanto amor en tu hogar. You were kind with this baby, patting the baby on the head and curious. I remember you being excited to play and interact with the baby doll. Una de las razones por las que sé que Elias le irá muy bien en la escuela es porque es curioso, presta atención y es muy agradable estar junto a él. Sus maestros y compañeros notarán esto en el futuro también. One piece of advice that I will give your family is to keep loving Elias the way that you do and the way that you have been. He will continue to flourish and he will do well in school. He will be liked by his peers and people in the community just the way I know his sisters are liked and respected by people they know and cross paths with in their lives. It has been an absolute joy to know your family. And the most fun, we carved pumpkins. Elias, you sat on the kitchen table and with your sister's guidance learned how to use a safe carving knife. One of my favorite memories of you is when we took all the seeds out of the pumpkins and put them in the bucket in the kitchen sink. You put your hands in the buckets of seeds and water and explored for almost an hour. We took video of your experience and you explored the way the seeds felt in your hands with such joy. What a new sensory experience this was for you. Recuerdo el otoño con tu familia. Estas son las hojas que recogimos en nuestra caminata en el Blue Ridge Parkway. Recuerdo que las tenimos y las trajimos a la casa. Las pusimos en el mesón, las tocamos y olimos y observamos sus hermosos colores. ¿Recuerda este día? Yo sí. Yo sí. Another wonderful memory I have of being at your home was doing yoga with you in the living room. Jennifer, Amy, and Elias and Mom and I all did this together. I was so impressed with how Elias followed along as the older ones modeled how to be patient and stay in poses for more than 5 seconds. I loved to watch how disciplined the girls were and how much Maritza enjoyed giving herself some time to pay attention to her own body ustedes en el piso haciendo yoga. Maritza, you are an attentive mother. This day I gave you this color wheel with matching pins, clothespins set, and you sat with Elias and were so very patient with him, trying to pinch the clothespins and correspond them to matching colors. What a good experience that was for me to watch you guide him in the right direction. Todos ustedes aman leer juntos. Esto es tan importante. Qué divertido fue para los dos. Bravo, Elias, lo lograste. Another thing I loved about building a relationship with your family is that your sisters were always up for an activity. If Elias was not home yet, they would ask what we could do together and would do just about anything. One day we created hopscotch inside on the floor. We made it so that Elias got home and he could count the numbers on each square and jump on the numbers. I love how creative Amy and Jennifer were with me at your home. Este es otro de las fotos más favorito de Amy. Se divierten tanto con la tecnología. When home-based services changed to virtual education because of COVID-19 to keep families and children safe, we all felt how hard it was not to see our kiddos and teachers in their homes. Teachers wanted to make sure that parents and children knew we were always available to talk, read books, and do activities. Even if we could not come into the homes to connect and play in person, Amy and Maritza were very good at calling Picha on WhatsApp to say hello and to check in and laugh. Amy was very good at keeping me updated when her mom was not able to answer the phone. Y eso dice, hola cariño, tu maestra todavía está aquí contigo, aunque no puede visitar tu casa ahora mismo. Maestra Adriana, Picha. There were days when Maritza would call and let Elias talk to Picha on the phone. He giggled, he felt connected and smiled, and so did Picha. Maritza was smart and took a screenshot of the phone conversation and sent it to Picha as a reminder of how happy Elias was and how much he was growing up and how much he loved to stay connected. Por favor, sepan que siempre estoy aquí para ustedes como un recurso. A medida que Elias pasa al jardín de infantes y a la escuela primaria, nuestra comunidad de Werner es un recurso para ustedes si alguna vez no necesitaban. También nos alegraría mucho saber cómo le va a Elias a medida que aprende y crece. Esto no es un adiós, sino un hasta luego. El hecho de que nos visitemos en persona semanalmente no significa que no continuaremos aprendiendo mutuamente. Estoy agradecida por nuestra relación, nuestro tiempo juntos y pensaré en ustedes a menudo. Elias, Jennifer, Amy, Maritza, y Elio. You were one of the first families that I met on this job, and you will not be the last. You made loving my job so easy and welcomed me into your home week after week with grace, curiosity, and comfort. I fell in love with Elias from the very beginning. He is such a joy to be with and so much fun to learn with. Your family taught me about what it means to be full of grace, respect, and dignity. Week after week, as our relationship deepened, Maritza, I gained so much respect for you and how hard you've worked to continue to provide for your family. You were always very present with your children while I was in your home. You asked excellent questions of your girls and participated in group conversations. I know this is how Elias has become such an engaged and curious child. You always asked how I was doing, about my life and my family, and that means so much to me. Entonces, este libro es para ustedes y pronto voy a llevar esto a su casa para tener para ustedes para siempre y para leerlo juntos. Nos vemos pronto. Adiós, amigos.